What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see updated Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, tomorrow is the Baltimore Ravens game against the Miami Dolphins, Thursday Night Football in Miami. So should be a good one. Make sure to come to the pregame show that I will be doing. I don't think Joshua is going to be able to make it, unfortunately. We'll see if he's able to get off work, but going to be starting the live stream an hour before the game. Then we'll start the live stream for the post-game show right after the game. And that one we can go as long as we want because there are no other football games or anything else going on right after or before the game. So it should be a lot of fun. Make sure to come back for that. And that's when I'm going to do like a lot of previews and like in-depth analysis of all the matchups and things like that. So that's when that'll happen. But in this video, what I want to be going over is one, the main things that the Ravens have to do if they want to win, but also I want to be going over the health updates because there are some major things going on health-wise for this game. Starting off on the Baltimore Ravens side, some questionable players right now, Sammy Watkins, Nick Boyle, and Brandon Williams. Now, the hope was that Sammy Watkins was going to be able to play this week because last week he was kind of on track to play, but the Ravens were like, you know what? You had a minor setback. Let's just hold it off until Thursday. And I'm expecting Nick Boyle to play. I can't say with 100% certainty that he will, but he has been out there. He has been practicing. He was questionable for the game against the Minnesota Vikings. And I think a lot of people just expected, hey, they're holding him out because he can play on Thursday. Don't want to make him play 2 back-to-back games in a really short time frame. Then obviously Brandon Williams. If Brandon Williams misses the game, I don't think that that's massive because the Ravens do have, a couple guys that they can sub in there. Broderick Washington played pretty well. Obviously, Justin Madubuike, Calais Campbell, all those guys can hopefully be able to step in and help to fill that role. But the main injuries are coming from the Dolphins side because they are unsure if Tua Tagovailoa is going to be playing. And so that means that it could potentially be Jacoby Brissett, which, if you didn't know, the Ravens have been preparing for both quarterbacks this week, and both quarterbacks are pretty different. I'm not like super high on either of the guys. I know some people are really big on Tua. In my opinion, Tua Tagovailoa is a little bit too conservative, but that means that when the Ravens play against him, if Tua plays, he takes a little bit longer to get the ball out, which is a massive benefit for the Baltimore Ravens because, one, he doesn't like to throw into coverage. And a lot of teams, the way that they beat the Ravens is actually by throwing into coverage, and the Ravens are unable to make some plays on footballs. And that's not singling out a certain player. That's all. Most of the players on this defense are not amazing with the ball skills or anything like that. And that's just, how the team is constructed. So teams are able to beat the Ravens off of throwing in tight windows and things like that. Tua's not that type of quarterback. He's a guy that will throw it to you if you're open. He'll throw a great pass and hit you in strides. But that also means that if guys are covered, he's going to hold on to the ball. And he's not a crazy athletic quarterback by any means. He can run a little bit. He can escape the pocket. Nothing crazy or anything like that. I'm not overly worried about his legs by any means. So if he's holding on to the ball a little bit longer, that gives the Ravens defense a little bit more time to get to the quarterback, get that sack, especially if the Ravens are blitzing. Because if the Ravens are blitzing, he doesn't like to force things. So if the Ravens blitz against Tua Tagovailoa, he's not going to be a quarterback that's just going to throw it up. Like, he's much more comfortable taking that sack than a lot of other guys. Like the Ravens against Kansas City Chiefs, we see Patrick Mahomes trying to throw that little flick pass up to Travis Kelce. Ravens ended up getting an interception. I think it was Tavon Young that got that interception. But I think look back at like Jared Goff and how he played, where like Tavon comes off the edge, he goes down. Like, he's not trying to make some crazy play. And that's a good and bad thing for the Ravens. It's a good thing because the Ravens can get some sacks. But it's a bad thing because a lot of times when quarterbacks are under pressure, they make poor throws. And that's happened to the Ravens. A lot of their interceptions have been on poor throws because of good pressure, whether it's from Odafe Away, whether it's from, I think Patrick Queen has had a pressure that led to an interception. There's been a couple of guys that have gotten in there. I think Justin Houston as well. A lot of guys. So that's a benefit and negative to that. But if Jacoby Brissett plays, Jacoby Brissett he's not a gunslinger by any means, but he's a little bit more aggressive than Tua is. And he can stand in there and he'll take a shot. He's a big, strong quarterback. I believe last year he took a QB sneak against the Ravens. He didn't really play in the Ravens-Colts game, but he's a decent quarterback. And he's not somebody to scoff at. He's not amazing by any means, but he's not somebody that I think that the Ravens, because I think a lot of us are caught up on the last 3 Ravens games against the Miami Dolphins. And I think a lot of people are expecting it to go in a similar fashion. And I'm here to say that's not necessarily the case. The Dolphins, their offense may not be amazing. They have some good weapons: Mike Gesicki, Myles Gaskin, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller. I honestly don't know Will Fuller's health. I'm assuming he's healthy, but they got some good weapons. And then defensively, they've got a decent defense, and they've got some good players on that defense, including Xavier Howard and Byron Jones and Noah Igbojene, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Second-year cornerback, I want to say, out of Auburn. And then they also drafted Howard, the safety out of Oregon. A lot of really good players. And so I don't think that this is a team that I think a lot of people are scoffing at. Now, I'm not saying that the Ravens can't blow them out. The Ravens can't have a good performance. I'm just saying that's not something that a Ravens fan should be expecting. Because the last couple times the Ravens have played the Dolphins, it's been an atrocious team. A really, really bad team. And the Ravens have fully taken advantage of that, whether it was Joe Flacco at quarterback or if it was Lamar Jackson quarterback. They have played exceptionally well. And hopefully that continues, but I'm not saying that this is a pushover game that the Ravens have an easy win in the bag for, because the Dolphins play hard. So Ravens got to make sure that they come out. They don't make any big mistakes. They don't have, bad turnovers and things like that. They just got to play decent football, and they should be able to win this game. But that's kind of it for this preview. Obviously, normally on Wednesdays, have a little bit more of a typically Joshua and I live stream, but since I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow before and after the game, we're just going to be doing that. So thank you, everybody, for watching the video. Make sure to come back tomorrow for the pre- and post-game streams. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.